Today, what I wanted to inspire you, again, to ask the question, are you a blind sheep? And you may be. But the way we remove our blindfold is to see things as they are, beyond left and right. And if each one of you can learn that, and then you can teach that, and you can serve by engaging others to do that, we have a winning formula to really awaken things. Ultimately, remember, a great man once said that the cause of all suffering is ignorance. And I would argue that in the modern world, that ignorance comes from a lack of understanding of systems, because we live in a world of systems. Those in power, who advise those in power, about 8 to 10,000 people, actually understand the science of systems. And my mission, if there is a grand mission here, is to be a catalyst to educate as many people as possible to get access to this knowledge, because that becomes a catalytic force where you become the agent of change. The question really is, we want to see things as they are. So how do we do that? If you go to the website, you notice we have our movement for truth, freedom, and health. But the key thing is we want to do this interconnection from even a political perspective or social perspective. We interconnect the movements for freedom, or a desire to have freedom, right? So today you typically have the people who are maybe the people who some people call quote unquote rednecks, who want the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, and those people are in the freedom fight or political. Then you have the nerds who are into innovation and science and in the truth world, right? And they're fighting for that. And then you have the yoga people, or the people who want organic food and no GMOs. They're in the health world. And those three movements, those three elements are typically separated. And the reality is it's never going to work for any one of those movements unless they recognize that first you need to recognize that we do need to do real science, right? But real science, truth, cannot emerge without freedom, open discourse. We have open exchange of information. This is why censorship is so bad, right? So freedom and truth are intimately connected. But you also recognize that without the infrastructure of your personal health, economic health, financial health, you don't have the strength to even have the wherewithal to fight for freedom or to explore truth. So truth, freedom, and health are intimately connected. Now that is a systems understanding. And in the teachings that we have, you find out that element of truth, freedom, and health, the movement of information, matter and energy, freedom, the conversion of ideas into find reality, truth, the scientific method, and health, which is the infrastructure which supports all this, are intimately connected. In fact, these three concepts go back to the concept of transport, conversion, and storage that comes from general systems theory, or in the Indian systems of medicine, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Bottom line is that the curricula that has taken me years to develop, the foundations of systems, is frankly, the only curriculum that I can think of in the world that brings us together. I've taught this all over the world, but my goal was to make this accessible. So without really pushing you guys into doing this, what I can say is that I don't know of any curriculum out there that does this, or any movement. So that's why I push this so hard, because from someone who's committed to wanting to create a better world, without this elevation of knowledge, without the understanding of systems, we're never going to really have a significant change. So my intention was, how do you take this knowledge, make it accessible? How do you make it accessible to all of you, economically accessible, where you value it? When we were trying to give away this course, no one valued it. So we said, okay, we can't charge $2,500, $2,600 when I used to charge for it out of MIT, et cetera. So we said, okay, we're going to give you a scholarship, because then maybe you'll value the scholarship. So for $100, we've made it accessible. But more recently, we said, look, it's not only adults who need to take this. We need to make this course accessible to all people, young kids, students under the age of 18. So if you take the course, here's the incentive. You take the course, you learn, then you have the opportunity to serve you can be a philanthropist and give away this course to everyone. Let me repeat that. I want all of you to take this. But then once you take the course and you pass it, you can give it away to any student below the age of 18, absolutely free. You can give it to one child, or you can give it to 1 million children. So what we're doing now is we're building a movement now, a movement of consciousness, where we're training people, giving them the tools so they don't need to go to MIT, or they don't need to get into an elite institution. I've made this course, whether you're a plumber, an electrician, whether you're a mother, whether you're a barber, anyone without any prerequisites can learn the science of system. And when we take this approach, we really can see the world the way it is, and you can be a force for significant change. As a part of this, what I've recently done is, this is a wonderful book that it took me many, many years to write, but I think we've sold 20, 30,000 copies of this. So we said, let's also make this book free. So anyone gets it for free, just cover shipping and handling, but it'll give you the essential concepts. Why do I want to do this? Because the reason I want to do this is, again, if you're joining, is if you look at these systems, these are all very complex systems. So watch the space shuttle battle engine, the city, the cell, all systems, transportation systems. What you will learn is that regardless of what kind of system you're looking at, when you take this course, you'll find out that all of these systems have 5 common principles across all of these systems. So you don't have to be an electrical engineer. You don't have to be an aeronautical engineer. You don't have to be a city planner. You're going to learn at a very deep level the common principles across all these systems. Then you're going to understand that there are these 5 common principles, but then intelligence systems have 4 common principles. So you're going to learn the 9 principles of intelligence systems, the 4 among that are unique to intelligence systems, and the 5 that are unique to all systems. But what this will do is it's going to give you the language, the knowledge to really understand all systems in the universe. Very powerful knowledge. And using this, you can see things as they are, beyond left and right. But most importantly, you're going to learn to think beyond left and right, right? So it's going to challenge you, right? So it's going to force you perhaps, well, I'm a Republican. Well, maybe Republicans look at the world the wrong way. I'm a Democrat. Well, maybe the Democrats look at the way they don't see. They're like the blind men, the Republicans and Democrats. They only see pieces of the elephant. They don't see the whole. So we want to really recognize that in the 21st century, we need to learn to think beyond left or right. Because if we don't, we're going to be in one camp or another camp and we don't see the whole. And that's really the essence of this. And in order to do this, what I've done is not only create the knowledge, a curriculum you can learn on your own. We've also created a community where you can meet all sorts of people all over the globe, but I've also created a laboratory where you can understand how your body is a system. You can get on the ground and interact with other people. So it's a living, breathing, experiential environment where you learn this. You can come to the videos I do. And if you notice, I keep hammering away and we need to learn the world as a system. Yeah, a great point. Michael Ryan says, learn to think beyond the Hegelian dialectic. Exactly. So we say that, but people don't have the tools. So now you actually have the tools to learn how to think beyond left and right. And that's really my intention. And if we can do that, we're going to create a better world. And whether you want to create a better world or not, you're going to create a world that you can really be the captain of your own destiny. You can understand things as they are. You can educate. And as we say in our movement, we want people to learn, teach, and serve. And that's the environment we've created. So I hope all of you can see right on the bottom, go to vashiva.com/join, become a truth, freedom, and health warrior, become part of this community, but most importantly, learn the science of systems to see things as they are.